Next, I would like to introduce Fantasy River. Fantasy River will develop and market a mobile application that will provide the change and innovation needed to make daily fantasy sports attractive and accessible to the 58 million fantasy sports players who currently do not play daily fantasy sports. By adding a poker element to daily fantasy sports, Fantasy River will be immediately familiar, easier to learn and play, faster paced, less stressful and intimidating, and more fun. Please welcome Dustin, Bane, CEO of Fantasy River.
Thanks, Anthony, Tian, and all those at CONNECTpreneur to make this happen. I'm excited to be introducing to you Fantasy River so we can bring daily fantasy sports to the average fan. The problem, daily fantasy is intimidating. You have 60 million fantasy sports players, but only 2 million of them are playing DFS. They give it a try, lose their tails in the first week or two, and they don't come back. The top 1% are taking home 95% of the pots. It takes too much time and effort for the average fan to compete, and it's just not that fun. The solution? Let's create a poker-infused version of DFS. Let's make it more fun and less work. Let's make it take 30 seconds instead of 30 minutes, and let's help the average player win sometimes. Product is simple. Everyone knows 5-card draw. Instead of spending hours doing analytics for each player's salaries, you get dealt 5 players from that day's slate of games. Pick and choose which players you want to keep and draw a few more to complete your hand. Maybe you score a pair of Mahomes and get bonus points. We filed a provisional patent on our poker schema gameplay and have a legal team drafting up our formal legal opinion. We touched on the size of the market a bit when we identified the problem. In the green here, you have 60 million fantasy sports players, but only 2 million of them are currently playing DFS. The overall fantasy market is approximately $20 billion and expected to grow to $50 billion by 2027. The DFS market topped $2 billion in revenue last year, with the top 2 companies, DraftKings and FanDuel, each worth over $20 billion. It's somewhat of a feeding frenzy out there right now. With the laxation of online sports gambling laws, everybody wants a piece of the DFS companies because they're already operating in those states that are about to become legal for sports gambling. So you have SuperDraft and Monkey Knife Fight are being scooped up by Bally's and Caesars after just 2 years in operation. If you go to their websites, they're all identifying the same problem of it being intimidating to the average player, but none of them actually fix it. The reason everyone plays the Office League is it's easy and fun. If you don't know any more players, you just take the next highest guy on the cheat sheet. To play DFS, you need a couple of hours and to be up to date on your calculus. Fantasy River makes it easy with a poker format that's quick and familiar to everyone and levels the playing field. Fantasy River is going to make the process of setting your lineup exciting as you turn over each card with anticipation instead of stressful analytics. The model is simple. Participants pay entry fees to play in tournaments. The standard payout in the industry is 85%, and a 15% share of the prize pool goes to the house. The average revenue per user in the market now is $400. We use $300 to stay conservative, and our target is to hit 50,000 paying users in 2022, at which point will be an extremely attractive acquisition. We're looking for a $1 million convertible note. It's going to take about $500,000 to get the right product to market, and then another $500,000 to market appropriately with large payout, free promotional tournaments, and new customer deposit bonuses. Thank you all for your time. Again, I'm Dustin Bane. I'm the CEO of Fantasy River. I previously designed and brought to market an app for streamlining energy audits as the COO for EMAT, and I'm partnered with Kim Malnar, who's the founder and CEO of EMAT and 270 Net Technologies. I look forward to telling you more about the opportunity in the breakout rooms.